We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. Our ceremonial sauce comes courtesy of Roger Dams of Burn Your Tongue. Cleverly not so hidden in the Quilted Bear in the Newgate Mall in Ogden, Utah. We raise our flames to Roger. The hallowed shelves of Burn Your Tongue now hold over 700 sauces, making Burn Your Tongue one of the largest sauce purveyors anywhere. If you're a chili head, you must make the pilgrimage. You can also find Roger on Facebook at the link in the description below. And what this is from CaJohn's, it is the Jolokia mustard. And here we have some 10th anniversary commentary here. There was a Jolokia 10 hot sauce that was also part of this, I believe. However, that one turned out to have onions in it, so that will not be appearing. For this one, we have yellow mustard and all the various things that go in that. So we also have habanero. We have Jolokia chili powder. So this is basically just a very stepped on yellow mustard is the way to think of this. And open that up. Take a look. I've already pre-stirred this. This, like most yellow mustards, is prone to separation. So that is something you'll be doing. I can smell peppers though. More so than I can smell the mustard, which is interesting. So, but of course that's, CaJohn's likes to always punch things up a little bit. So you can see it flows very, very slowly. I guess we could do it upside down for a very, very brief amount of time. Get a good look at. There is some chunks in there, which I'm assuming is probably the habaneros. It smells like it's super hot, so I'm assuming that is probably the ghost pepper powder. But I mean, visually, it's I guess more of a sunflower color. I guess a little bit more of a golden yellow than it is a yellow. So it's drifting a bit away from like the French's and Plockman yellow mustard that we're familiar with, which is also kind of interesting. Where it's not that yellow color; it's more of an off yellow, trending towards orange a little bit, sunflower golden yellow type thing. So let's get on into this. Wow, a lot of pepper. What I'm assuming are the bits are the habanero. The ghost pepper, not a lot of ghost pepper flavor. It obviously is just there for heat, and this is pretty punchy for a mustard. I'd give this a 2 as far as heat, which if you looked at a lot of the other mustards in the mustard playlist, and of course you should watch all of them, so-called hot mustards don't usually get super, super punchy. This, however, I would say this is arguably one of the hotter mustards I've had in that entire playlist. It's kind of a flash heat though, just having it like that. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here. So what I did is I grilled up some brats fresh. Now sometimes I'll buy the pre-cooked and just finish them on the grill. These they were raw. And I'll tell you this, there is something that you just can't get. There's nothing quite like a raw brat fully cooked on the grill that you can't get anywhere else. So the pre-cooked ones are fine for if it's not in grill season and you need a brat like a winter. And let's see, that might be enough there. We'll give that a try. But just getting these are gorgeous. Look at these. These are just beautiful. A lot of great color on these. These particular ones are Johnsonville beer brats. It's really quite delicious. And this has a nice punchy heat. I think it'll be really interesting in something like potato salad and probably deviled eggs, which I am going to try at some point as well. But to meat, you know, sausages, hot dogs, and whatnot, really call for mustard. More so than anything else. This is I'm getting a good build, surprisingly. Well, maybe not surprising. One of the things I don't like about this stuff is I'm definitely getting the bitterness of the ghost powder, which is one of the, I don't use powders and concentrates of pepper a lot because that is almost invariably what happens, is it just winds up being a complete focus on the heat. Ghost is one of my favorite peppers, but you lose a lot of what I like about them when you go to a powder. It's not as foul as, say, an extract. It's not offensive on that level, but I wish we could have had some actual ghosty peppers in here rather than, I mean, the habaneros are nice, but using the powder, I wish that wouldn't have been the case. Just because it kind of gets distracting. Yeah, and yellow mustard is not. It's I think there's a certain degree of bitterness to it as it is, and so you don't really have anything to offset it. Using that in a sweet mustard, probably be fine. Using it here is just, it's coloring the flavor in a way I don't love. It's certainly hot as far as mustard goes. Like I said, I'll give us a good solid 2. But flavor wise, I just wish that wasn't there because it is making it's curbing the enjoyment of this somewhat for me. One of the other ones I did last year, the Parker Gourmet Smoked. That one used the Ghost to a much better effect. I paired it with some maple syrup and just was quite tasty and well-rounded overall. This one is, I'm really not sure what we're trying to do here with this actually, other than make a hot yellow mustard. And I think that's the whole point of this. It's just a forceful punch from the ghost pepper, but it also steps on the taste a little bit. So definitely among the hotter mustards I've ever had. I will give it that. So that's a good solid 2 in the heat department. Flavor wise though, honestly it leaves a little something to be desired. So, but anyway, there we have it. The somewhat simple and fairly basic CaJohn's Jolokia mustard. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.